Guys, welcome to Red Balloon. Thank you very much for joining us. I really hope that you're enjoying the channel, you're enjoying the cartoons, and I hope you will like these Let's Chat videos. We're going to be doing more and more of these. They're going to be daily, and if there's anything you'd like to discuss, just let us know. I'll be generally doing these. We may even get Deco to jump in and do some live chat videos in time. That would be fantastic. But until then, you're stuck with me. I am the creator of Red Balloon alongside Deco, the co-creator. We're both the writers. We're both the directors. I do probably 90% of all the artwork, the animation, all the voice acting is all done here in this little studio that I have, which is called a spare room. So I hope you've enjoyed them, and if you have any other ideas or cartoons that you'd like to see, let us know. Now, the last video we did in Let's Chat talked about some of the cartoon series that we are creating. So let me know what you thought of that, what your favorite cartoon is, and what you're looking forward to seeing soon. This Let's Chat video, this is going to be about films. In fact, some of the next ones will be what are my favorite comedies, action films, superhero films, dramas, sports films, science fiction films, horror films, all that stuff. Just to help you get to know the actor, get to know the creator of Red Balloon Film a little bit more. Maybe we have something in common with some of the stuff that we like. I would love to know. This is going to be what's your favorite comedy films, okay? And that's a hard question because comedy is so subjective. What you might find funny and what I would find funny, or what the next person might find funny, are likely completely different things. So there's no right or wrong answer. I would love to know what your top 3 comedy films are. Throw them in the comment section. Let me know. I'll be very, very interested. You might guess from some of the cartoons that you watched that I've got a very maybe unique sense of humor. Being from Ireland and growing up watching things like Friends and later in life How I Met Your Mother, and lots of different comedy Americanized shows, lots of UK shows. I have a very kind of, I don't know, unique sense of humor. Sometimes a dark sense of humor as well, which is always good fun. I'd like to know what yours is. My top 3 comedies was very, very hard to pick, and in fairness, when you pick anything like this, right, your top 3 best comedies, the chances are I could put those to the side. I could pick 3 other comedies, and they would be equally good. They would be equally fantastic. And that's why I can't even put the top 3 in a specific order, because I don't know which one is better than the other. Probably depends on my age, right? The comedy that I found the best when I was 18, 16, I probably found it because it was loud, because it was in your face, because it was really, really obvious, funny humor with silly characters. The comedy film that I found great when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, probably more nuanced, probably a little more intelligent humor, a little more subversive. And now that I'm 40, yes, unfortunately, I'm 40. Now that I'm 40, the comedy is even probably a little bit more on the nose again. Going back to when I was younger, slightly more mature. It's a bit more on the nose, and again, it's really good fun. But let me get into it. Right, let's have a look at what the best 3 comedies are for the moment. Okay, so I told you in the cartoons episode we have a series coming up called America. And one of the sub-series within America will be America News. And that's going to have a news anchor called Kent. It's going to have a second news anchor called Brockman. And these 2 guys will be delivering American morning news and daily news as part of the new cartoon series that we're going to be creating over the next few months. And yes, it's spectacularly and largely based off Anchorman, one of my favorite comedies of all time. This is probably one of the most quotable films you will ever watch. There is There is no wastage in any piece of dialogue. Nearly every line that's spoken in this film is leading to a joke, or it is a joke, but a it's not them telling a joke or trying to be funny. It's just a well written humor, how it should be. Um, when you see like Brick is hilarious. The way he's a child within the newsroom itself, and then you've got the anchorman himself, Ron Burgundy. It's their personalities that are the joke, that are funny, and you can't beat some of the humor within this film. This is one of my favorite comedy films of all time. Now, I actually didn't love Anchorman 2, and I'm going to give it another go, but I didn't love it. This was so unique that I can't get over it. And in fact, one Halloween, I was dressed as I was dressed as Brick. My brother was Ron Burgundy. Deco, the co-creator of Red Balloon, was Brian Fantana. I have to get that image actually. Yeah, guys, I'll find that photo of us at Halloween, approximately 15 years ago, dressed up as the anchor crew. Very good. Dumb and Dumber. Now again, this was probably more on the nose, silly humor. This was one of the greatest comedies for a generation. And again, me and Deco, it's a relatability thing, right? There's the two of us. We've been grown up together since we were like single digits. Sleepovers in each other's houses, growing up all through our teens, living together in our yearly adult life, in our first and second houses, just that we were renting. We don't own them, but in the first house we ever rented, we did it together. Second house, third house, fourth house, spent years living together, and it is. I think this film is a relatability. Obviously, not everybody or nobody really is this stupid, but I think it is a relatability thing. I think everybody sees themselves in Harry and Lloyd. They all have that best friend. They all have that kind of cohort that they want to go on adventures with. And as mad as that might sound, I do think a reason why this film is so good is not the story. The story could have been anything. The road trip could have been for any reason. Everything that happens in it, you could change for something completely different, right? The events that take place in this film, for me, are irrelevant. It's just the relationship between the two characters that make this one of the best comedy films that's ever made. And then, yes, you've got the Cornetto trilogy. This was, or is, one of the, and it's a bit of a cheat here, putting up three films, but I can't pick between them. I love Shaun of the Dead. I love Hot Fuzz. And I love World's End. They're so good. And you know what? I would even throw Paul into the mix, because Paul is kind of like these two creators going on a road trip to Comic-Con with different names. But it's like Simon Pegg and Nick Frost went to Comic-Con and they made a film about it, and then they came across an alien. Basically, you could add that in as a quadrilogy of films. But the Cornetto trilogy is so good, and it's not just that it's a parody of various different films. It's that they're so well written, they're so nuanced. Edgar Wright as the director makes them so unique visually, and how the story is told and how it moves from scene to scene is just unbelievable. I don't think any director would have made these films with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost quite like this. This is the way they should have been made. I think, in my mind, it's the only way they can exist. The one thing I love about this as well is when you watch, Shaun of the Dead, right? Nick Frost is the stupid character, the guy who's failing at everything, the waster. He's a waste of space, right? And Simon Pegg is the one that has, he's also a bit of a waste of space, but he's got a little bit more about him. And when you watch World's End, it's the opposite, right? Nick Frost, his character, is he's got all his shit together, right? He is the straight and narrow, brilliant guy, really calm, doesn't drink, has everything sorted. And then you got Simon Pegg, and he's the fuck up, right? So he's the fuck up of that show, and I find that insane because it's like they just switch characters completely. And then you kind of ask yourself, like, well, which one is actually better at playing the fuck up, and which one is better at playing the straight laced guy? And you can't even answer that because they both do both of those characters so well. Really brilliant. I could pick so many more comedy films, guys. I really could, and put them into a top three. It's so hard, but at the moment, Anchorman, the Cornetto trilogy, and I do have another one, not another teen movie. Now, I don't like parody films that often. Like Scary Movie was good, and then they just kind of go off the rails a bit. But this was one of the originals, not another teen movie, right? Where you have Captain America himself, Chris Evans, as the jock, and this was brilliant. This is so good. There are so many quotable lines in this. Walk it off, Marty. It's so good. It's like even the part where he shows up at the girl's house and she's like, "How did you get in? I locked my doors," and he's like, "There's a hole in the side of your house." It's just so lowbrow and just really simple humor, but it's done so well, and it could be a film of itself. I know it's a parody of all those American Pie, She's All That. It's a parody of those teen movies, but in fairness, sometimes it doesn't feel like it. Sometimes it just feels like one of those teen movies. It's that good. So that's my secret guilty pleasure for comedies, not another teen movie. So guys, tell me, what is your favorite comedy film, your top 3 comedy films, and do you have a guilty secret pleasure that you like in a film? My guilty pleasure is not another teen movie. Love to know yours. Thanks very much, guys, for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for supporting the channel. We have more cartoons coming your way, and check out the next live video coming in the next couple of days, which will be going through my favorite action films. That should be interesting because there are far too many. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.